I have failed my driving test. If you have failed yours too, then you came to the right spot. For years I thought I could drive, but when I moved to Norway, I had to take the test again. And that's when I met the harsh reality. According to statistics, 50% of the people that take the driving test in the UK and the US, actually more than 50%, fail to pass the test on the first time. So you're not alone. The good news is majority of people manage to pass the test after the second try. Let's not waste a lot of time on this dramatic introduction, because I have just made a fun-packed guide on how to pass the test, and that's based on all what I've learned from a journey.
Getting a driving license could be really frustrating. It took me 3 years to get my driving license in Norway, so I can't say that I have a PhD in driving licenses. In this video, I will sum up my experience in 10 points. Make sure that you stay until the end, because I think the last tip is really important. Plus, I will give 1 or 2 bonus advices. This guide could be really useful if you're getting your driving license anywhere in the world, but mostly it's directed to Norwegian drivers as well. In most countries of the world, you will have a book of the rules and regulations. Those books are not mandatory to read, but I really highly recommend you to do that because they come really handy at some situations. In Norway, you could skip those books and use one of those websites I will leave in the comments. There you could take an example of the tests. I would say that you are ready to go and take the actual test when you pass 5 times in a row. Normally the driving rules are really simple all over the world, so a lot of time they will try to trick you with the language. So they will play with the words in order for you to commit a mistake. So when you're going to take the test, just make sure you're going in with the mentality that this is not only a driving test, but it's also linguistic. Always drive with the mentality that you are the only one who's able to drive and everyone around you is a really bad driver. If you drive with this mentality, you will always prepare it for others' mistakes and you will never lower your guard. Try driving in different conditions, like in the rain, in the dark, morning, night, when it's misty, just to be prepared for any situation. You will never know. The weather could turn at any moment. Remember that all your studies and all your practices is to satisfy the mentor. The thing is, the real test starts when you sit in the car alone and start driving. There it starts the learning journey. Always remember that the driving rules apply for the cars under $500,000. Normally people with expensive cars tend to drive like dickheads. If you have an electric car, please make sure that you use your indicators. I know technically since your car is running on electricity, using your indicator costs you money, but trust me, it will make your life much easier along with the angry fossil drivers around you. If you find this video giving you a good laugh or providing you with the value of any kind, please hit the subscribe button or a like button because it helps the channel. Look into the opposite directions doesn't make the cars disappear. A lot of people tend to look away when there is a car coming in their way, but trust me, they don't disappear, especially in the roundabout. In Norway, there is a test called night driving, and this can be taken even after you passed your driving test. So you don't have to wait until you are done with it to take your driving test. If you'd like me to make a special video just for the regulations in Norway, let me know in the comments. Go grab a coffee and sit right in front of a roundabout and watch how people drive in there. I promise you, roundabout tend to be the most complicated thing in the world. It sounds like math to me, and sitting there and watching how people behave in them will help you a lot, not only with your driving but in your life in general. A lot of countries around the world allow you to practice with a friend. In my case, it cost me a lot of money to hire a teacher to drive with me. So my solution for that, since I was getting my driving license to drive my own car, if that's your plan, so you're one of those who would like to get licenses for fun, this is not for you. But in my case, I went and I bought my own car and I started to drive around with friends practicing before I get my license. And that's for sure as per the regulations here in Norway. We could do that. So simply buy the car even before you get your license. It's totally fine. Now this bonus tip for those who got lucky and finally got the driving license. It does not stop here. I would highly recommend you to study the parking regulations in the country you're living. Apparently they are designed to be more complicated than thermal astrophysics. So make sure you understand the parking regulations. And the ultimate tip is never park your car at all, unless it's your own garage. Hopefully this video came handy. Drive safe. Ha det bra.
If this video boosted your confidence, please consider subscribing to boost my confidence in my content. I will leave you a link down below where you can book one-on-one with me right before you take your test, so we can go through like most important information and prepare you mentally for the test and what to expect. And one last thing, please save this video and come back in the future and leave us some comments on how did you pass this test, what did you learn from it, so others can benefit from your experience as well. Let's make this video a living document of learning on such an important subject for everyone.